cosmologists might have found a new type of item in the Orion Cloud. The Orion Cloud is a renowned heavenly nursery. Yet consider the possibility that I let you know, the James Webb Telescope recently tracked down something in space that shouldn't exist. And not only one or two, but numerous designs like that. 6 monstrous universes have as of late been found by NASA utilizing information from the James Webb Space Telescope. Researchers are befuddled on the grounds that they may very well have to change the course readings. Let's investigate at what they have found. Number 1. Huge ancient worlds in a generally common foundation. The James Webb Telescope found 6 dazzling red spots of light. These are no common spots. They are some of the earliest and largest worlds of all time tracked down, going back up to 13.3 billion years. These 6 spots were red to such an extent that they probably framed only a couple 100 million years after the Big Bang. From what researchers recently accepted, these designs could never have shaped in those days. Specialists used to think it took significantly longer for the primary stars and worlds to shape. Yet truly, these ancient cosmic systems were already enormous and bustling with star developments simply a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. One of these universe-breaker cosmic systems is a trillion times more massive than our Sun and multiple times the size of the Milky Way. That is colossal. In the long run, this disclosure has to some extent upset everybody on the grounds that the universe didn't start like we figured it did. And the dull ages for the universe may not have been so dim after all. Number 2. New finds in exoplanet particles. For some explanation, space experts have been fixated on finding exoplanets. And among many up-and-comers, there's K218b. For what reason is that? Well, for one, they track down water vapor in its environment. As of late, James Webb tracked down carbon-bearing atoms like methane and carbon dioxide. So yes, K218b may have a hydrogen-rich environment and a water sea, ideal circumstances for life. Stand by till I let you know that there was even recognition of the compound do-it-yourself sulfide. What's more, guess who creates that on Earth? Living creatures. I'm certain you're shrewd enough to draw an obvious conclusion here. Number 3. Origins of the cosmic web. Astronomers utilizing NASA's James Webb Space Telescope additionally spotted 10 cosmic systems organized like a string only 830 million years after the Big Bang. That is like finding a youth image of this universe. However, for what reason is it no joking matter? Since these cosmic systems could never have existed in those days from our current seeing. Definitely, it appears as though it was really erroneous, wasn't it? This structure is around 3 million light-years long and is anchored by a really bright quasar, which is a universe with a giant black hole at its center. This line of cosmic systems could grow into an immense cluster of systems like the Coma cluster we know in our area in the universe. Number 4. Early really massive black holes. You probably know that black holes fill in size by consuming passing stars and clouds of gas and residue. On account of James Webb, researchers have now caught very massive black holes lurking in the early universe. In any event, when they haven't had a lot of chance to devour their environments. Truth be told, it additionally caught the most distant black hole at any point seen in X-rays in a universe considered Y. The stunning part? Y is a solid 13.2 billion light-years from Earth, meaning we're watching the black hole as it existed only 470 million years after the Big Bang. This black hole has an estimated mass between 10 million and 100 million times the mass of the Sun, which is out-and-out extraordinary when you consider that it's comparable to the total mass of all the stars in its host universe. Number 5. Horsehead Cloud. This cloud, otherwise called Barnard 33, is about 1,300 light-years away. Because of the instruments on the Webb telescope, astronomers have had the option to see the intricate details of the illuminated edge of the Horsehead Cloud for the absolute first time. It formed from an imploding interstellar cloud and gets its glow from being illuminated by a nearby hot star. The gas cloud around the Horsehead Cloud has mostly dispersed, but the iconic horseshoe shape is made of dense material that is sticking it out. Yet, cosmologists suspect that the Horsehead Cloud has around 5 million years left before it begins to disappear. Now cosmologists can follow how dust particles are being cleared away from the cloud as they're dissipated by UV light, making some truly complicated patterns. Number 6. Cosmic explosion leftovers. And then there's Copiapoa, the result of a star explosion 11,000 light-years away, which occurred roughly 3,140 years back in the Copiapoa group of stars. We can still see today remains. Space experts are particularly mesmerized by the warm dust, which assumes a huge part in framing planets and life. Most of this type of dust is accepted to come from the weighty components thrown out by supernovae. In light of the James Webb Space Telescope, we can now see the small pieces of this garbage comprised of sulfur, oxygen, argon, and neon, all shining in beautiful orange and light pink tones. The dark holes you see in the picture are caused by those small sections penetrating through the gas, leaving a cosmic trail of shot holes. Furthermore, as though that's not astonishing enough, we could see light repeats where the original light of the cosmic explosion gets consumed and gone back over as infrared light by the space stuff around it. Number 7. Snake Cloud. Then there's the Snake Cloud around 1,300 light-years from Earth. This area, which covers around 16 trillion miles by 11 trillion miles, is where many young stars are taking their most memorable breaths. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope viewed many strange things in this cloud thanks to its capabilities. They viewed balanced protostellar outflows, essentially planes of gas removed by infant stars interacting with the surrounding gas and dust. These outflows are all balanced in the same direction, which has never been seen before. Also, it too presented the Bat Shadow, a planet-forming disk that looks like it's fluttering. Significant, isn't it? Number 8. Cosmic Center Secrets. Not just that, we're getting much more information about our universe's thick focus, all because of the James Webb Space Telescope. The telescope's near-infrared camera as of late captured the most point-by-point picture of the Sagittarius A region, which is around 300 light-years from the Milky Way's focal superhuge black hole. In this picture, we can see around 500,000 stars, so it's no shock that some really baffling structures have left space experts scratching their heads. I'm discussing some needle-like designs in ionized hydrogen that appear to oppose all known designs. They're much bigger than the academic community at first thought them to be. And that's not all. A bunch of protostars, stars that are still in the most common way of framing and acquiring mass, was also spotted. Number 9. Jumbos. If you're into space, I'm sure you've heard of jumbos. No, not the sandwich, I'm discussing Jupiter mass parallel objects. These wild free-floating planets and mass parallel systems in the Orion Cloud, around 1,350 light-years from us, James Webb found around 40 of these jumbos, and they're similar to nothing we've at any point seen before. Each one has 2 sections, similar to a double planet circumstance, with masses ranging from 0.6 to multiple times that of Jupiter. And they're not attached to any stars. They're barely something else on their own. Space experts utilized this super-strong telescope called the KLJ-Jansky Very Large Array to get radio waves coming from one of these kind-size systems called kind-size 24. The radio transmissions are consistent and come from the 2 pieces of the double. It's really very surprising, since these jumbos ought not to be capable of forming or remaining together as double systems. Number 10. Star Development Insights. Scientists have forever been inquisitive about star development, yet stars structure in thick billows of gas and residue, right? Well, ordinarily, dust obstructs a large portion of the apparent light, so we can't see a lot. However, that's where James Webb comes in, as its infrared radiation slices through that residue and allows us to see into all the never-been-seen subtleties. Especially talking, there's the Column-Yuki complex, which is just 390 light-years from us. The telescope caught a frozen-in-time blast highlighting around 50 youthful stars, many of them about the same mass as our Sun. If not for James Webb, you'd be on par with seeing a dark picture. But what takes my breath away the most is that the telescope's images have moreover caught many youthful low-mass stars alongside the fast surges of gas and particles they release, illuminating surrounding clouds of molecular hydrogen. Number 11. Circles of the Ring Cloud. And then there's the Ring Cloud, also known as M57 in the Lyra star grouping. We all know it's one of the coolest planetary nebulae out there, and it's somewhat close from us, somewhere around 2,500 light-years away. But the James Webb Space Telescope has really knocked everyone's socks off by revealing several beautiful insights about this cloud. The actual ring is made up of around 20,000 bunches of atomic hydrogen, and the inner region is filled with very hot gas. The main shell has this thin ring of carbon-based particles, considered polyaromatic hydrocarbons. That's a significant piece. but it simply means that there's a ring of enhanced emission from these molecules in there. What sets M57 apart in the images are these 10 concentric arcs beyond the main ring. They're made up of the shock waves from the explosion that created the cloud. And what's cooler, they're in the shape of a bullet. Number 13. Cosmic human flesh consumption. Cosmologists have long known that galaxies can merge, but the James Webb Space Telescope has given rare insights into this enormous dance. Particularly, it has caught pictures of two galaxies in the process of merging, known as ARP 299, located about 150 million light-years.